since we're talking about your OnlyFans, I want to know, what do you think the craziest thing that you've ever done on camera is for your OnlyFans, or in general?
Okay, so
do you have any like juicy videos that you've done, or any custom requests from fans?
So, you know, I feel like, I think for me, like the hottest thing, something that I think is so hot is just, you know, kind of like where you're in the public and, you know, you're doing something that you probably shouldn't be doing, and people might see, but they might not. You know, so, and I wish this was during OnlyFans time. I really seriously do. It was wish during OnlyFans time. But yeah, I mean, I had like a steamy moment in a large department store where you knew there was cameras and at any moment you could get caught, but OnlyFans didn't exist at that point in my life.
That is pretty crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, the adrenaline rush, it just makes everything that much hotter.
For sure.
Yeah.
And fans love that.
I love it. Like,
yeah.
I even like go for that. Like when I'm like, you know, doing my scrolls. So something to me is just kind of like, you just don't know what you're going to expect, and then you see something like that. It's so outlandish, but it's just like you can't stop watching it, you know? Yeah, and like I couldn't stop doing it, you know? So
speaking of crazy things that you do on camera, a lot of people would consider being on FanBus. That's pretty up there. I mean, you have
up
a bus
there
where,
is an understatement. Yeah. I mean, the whole concept of it is genius, and I just feel like, you know, fans want to engage with their, you know, the model, you know, the girl that has a different life, but here's her OnlyFans, and what a way. So I had been like, you know, following it since before I even had an OnlyFans, and it was just like, all right, one day I'm going to be in this bus. And when I ever was, it was like the greatest experience. It was like surpassed anything I could ever even imagine.
Mm-hmm. Were you nervous to come on it? Were you excited? Were you, I mean, because basically the FanBus, like where the concept is we pick up random fans or have girls on here, and, you know, they make OnlyFans content. So in a lot of ways, people think that that's kind of out there and something that not every content creator, you know, has done.
Right. Yeah. So my experience was back on Instagram, you know, we had engagement groups, especially during COVID, and it was like we're all like trying to support each other and beat the algorithm. And I was in an engagement group with Courtney, and she lives out in LA, and we would just like talk back and forth, and we had never met, but I looked up to her as a content creator.
Courtney Tilia, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. And so she just, you know, she was true to herself, and for me, like I take pride in that, and I preach that too. So it was like, you know, pretty common between the two of us. And she was coming out here, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to get on the FanBus with me?" And for me, it was like, yeah, like, does the sun come up every morning? Like, it's a no-brainer. But at the same time, it was like, oh shit, like, you know, because like with my content that I make, a lot of it is solo. You know, I do a lot from my bedroom, and, you know, I do a lot with like random guys, you know, but I'm not so like, because I am a hairstylist, I'm a realtor, and having my clothing line, and, you know, I want to keep my options open. I don't like to, like, OnlyFans is the only place to find me, you know what I mean? And I want to keep it that way. Like, that's my little like secret behind closed doors area, you know? So with FanBus, we had never even met, and, you know, she got Ubered off at my apartment, and we came to the FanBus. And I know that, you know, she's married and she makes content with her husband, and I didn't know like how experienced she was with girls. And, you know, I've made content with other girls, but they're my best friends. So this is like almost like as like, you know, out of the box that it gets. And I was nervous, but I was so excited at the same time. So, you know, if something's not making you feel uncomfortable, then I feel like it's not worth it in life. Like, you really to grow, if you will.
Mm-hmm. So you said that you do a lot of solo content. Is that mostly what your OnlyFans consists of?
No.
since we have some spicy stuff too.
No. That's when it's like the easiest for me because I can just do whatever I want and it's like a free game and aside from my cats watching me, like it's just me and the camera.
Do you think your cats judge you?
I definitely do. I have videos of them literally with like the dildo in my hand, with like the cat like over my shoulder, just like staring. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, this is like weird, but I'm just gonna keep doing it because I look really hot in this angle. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I mean, who doesn't? Everyone, is like sexually like in tune, and I really am all about it too. And it's kind of like the saying that women have their best sex when they're in their 30s. Like when I hit 31, it was like something happened to my body and I was just like, whoa, and I wanted to experience it. But again, I'm not like out on 20 different sites. This is the only one I'm on. So, and I was new to the game at that point. So yeah, I picked and chose and I still do, the people that I make content with wisely or with a few drinks in me. Both. It happens. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like the energy of like, you just never know what's going to happen and there's no right or wrong way to do it. So you kind of just like go with the flow, and if it feels right, like let's whip out a camera,
For sure. Is there a certain type of content that your fans like to see best from you?
They really just want to see me more like in my natural element, they want to see kind of what I don't show. Like my Instagram is very like professional with professional photography, and I don't promote that I'm a hairstylist. I don't promote that I'm a realtor because I don't want to like cross-contaminate, if you will. And so this is the only place that they get to see it, so they want to see as much of it as possible.
Right.